The Red Sox rolled into Globe Life Park last night with the league's best record in tow, only to be greeted by a Rangers hit parade and a big chill. And Mazzara puts a charge into this one, high in the air, deep to center field. Gone! A home run! An 11-5 victory over the boys from Beantown is a great way to kickstart a homestand. Tonight, the Rangers will continue to get their steady diet of Cy Young Award winners as Rick Porcello brings his untarnished record to the hill, squaring off with the ageless wonder.
Well, we've got a great pitching matchup today. Two guys who can really start things offensively. Rangers and Red Sox, Game 2 tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Great to be with you. I'm Dave Raymond alongside Mr. Ranger Tom Grieve. And we talk about Nomar Mazzara lately. We call him the Big Chill, but he's been heating up.
He's been heating up, Dave. In his last 3 games, he's hit a home run in each game. And I think when you watch the 3 home runs, 2 of them in Cleveland, 1 last night against the Red Sox, one thing to notice, they're all going to the center of the field. These aren't 350-foot pop-ups down the right field line. These show his raw power. In the 3 games, he's knocked in 8 runs. In his last 16 games, he's knocked in 20 runs. So he's getting hot, kind of blossoming in front of us into a star in the American League.
He sure is. Just 23 years old, continues to amaze and develop in front of our eyes. Today, he's going to get another great challenge. Rick Porcello, a former Cy Young Award winner for the Boston Red Sox, and this is the 3rd consecutive start now for the Rangers to see a former Cy Young Award winner. But it's been a weird transgression lately for Rick Porcello. Odd years, not good. In 2015, his first year in Boston, his first trip to the DL. The next year, though, first Red Sox ever to win 20 of his first 23 starts and then take the Cy Young. Last year, another down season for him, no run support, and this year, off to a great start at 4-0 for Boston.
When you look at Rick Porcello against the Rangers, you'll notice a winning record. He's 6-4, but a high ERA. Another thing to note, though, in his last 4 starts against the Rangers, he's 3-0 with a 3.21 ERA. Much better.
Well, Bartolo Colon will be his mound opponent today. Hey, he's got a Cy Young Award of his own. Let's put him in the spotlight when we come back.
Rangers baseball is sponsored by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas.
As a major leaguer in 2 different millennia. He's plied his craft for 11 different teams, including one that no longer exists. He lit up the radar gun at 24 and keeps hitters guessing at 44. He set the baseball world on fire at 42 years old with 1 swing of the bat.
It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
He brought the defending World Series champions to their knees while rarely topping 90. 21 seasons, over 500 starts, a lifetime of memorable moments. Bartolo Colon is the most interesting man in baseball.
I could watch that over and over again. Behind the back, pass to first base.
Truer words never spoken. The most interesting man in baseball. He has been a delight. And you know what? He's just 2 wins away from what I think is a very important milestone for him. The Dominican dandy, Juan Marichal, all-time leader in wins among Dominican-born pitchers. And Bartolo too shy of his mark. Passed by Pedro Martinez a couple of years ago. And, you know, this year got his first win when we were up in Toronto. We put him in our Shiner Box spotlight. He's been good this year, Tom.
He deserves to be in the spotlight. He's been very good. His ERA is 2.87, 21 strikeouts, only 3 walks. 3 starts ago, he took a perfect game into the 8th inning in Houston. Last start, 7 innings, 3 runs. Didn't walk a batter. It's been fun to watch him, and it's not a novelty act. I mean, this guy is out there as the Rangers' best pitcher, player of the month of April. He's pitching better than any Ranger starter, better than most pitchers in the American League at age 44. Don't be misled by his size. He's a really good athlete who fields his position and can cover first base as well as someone half his size.
Cool customer, too. And he is ready to go tonight against a very good Boston Red Sox team. This game 2 of our 3-game series. And looking at the Red Sox lineup today, Mookie Betts leading it off again in right. Andrew Benintendi in the lineup today in left field batting second. Hanley Ramirez starts at first. JD Martinez the DH. Then it's Bogarts, Devers, Eduardo Nunez at second base. Jackie Bradley Jr. at center field. Sandy Leon, the switch hitting catcher, rounds it out for the Red Sox.
Let's take a look at the pitch arsenal for Bartolo Colon. A lot of fastballs. Most of them are 2-seam fastballs that sink. 10% of them are changeups. In his last start, he threw more changeups than that. Felt like he needed that to get through the 7 innings. He's got it there if he wants it, along with his slider. But for the most part, he likes to cruise with his 2-seam fastball, depending on pinpoint location and excellent movement. Doesn't matter that the hitter knows it's coming. If he executes his pitch, he feels like he's going to get you out. Let's take a look at the Ranger defense, which is delivered by DeMontron RV. Joey Gallo is in left field, Delano DeShields in center. Nomar Mazara with 20 RBIs in his last 16 games is in right field. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is at third base. Ronald Guzman gets the start against the righty. He'll play first. Jurickson Profar, Drew Robinson will play up the middle. And behind the plate, Robinson Chirinos.
Well, another beautiful night tonight here at Globe Life Park. Yeah, we salute you too, Bartolo. He's ready to go. Red Sox set as well. Red Sox 22-9. And they have currently a 1-game lead on the Yankees, at least coming into play today. And Colon gets us started with strike 1 to Mookie Betts. Bet you see last night 2 for 4 with a homer. And just continuing to build on what has been an awesome start to his 2018 campaign. And he takes a good hack here, but lofts this one high in the air out to left center. Going to drift more towards center for DeShields, and there's one away.
One thing you'll notice about Bartolo Colon, his fastball for the most part over his last several starts has probably been right around 87 miles an hour. Occasionally when he needs it and he wants to pump it up a little bit, he might touch 91 or 90, but he likes to cruise around 87 depending on location and movement, and he's been pretty successful doing it that way. Can't remember many pitchers in the big leagues cruising through 7 innings, throwing 87 miles an hour, and with 90% of the pitches being fastballs. That's a rarity. In fact, I can't think of anybody I remember doing that.
Unique in many ways as he goes after Andrew Benintendi. Did not play yesterday, but when he has played against the Rangers, he has been a really tough combatant. 1-2 the count. Cologne gets him to offer it this one, and Benintendi spoils it out of play. Boston has a number of guys who have gotten off to good starts, Tom, and this guy, maybe not huge numbers yet to this point this season. But I don't think there's anybody on the Rangers side who doesn't respect what he's able to do, and he takes strike 3 called. Great start for Bartolo Colon so far tonight. Hanley Ramirez coming to the plate, but for a little more on Bartolo, let's check in with John Radigan.
Yeah, you know, we all know how Bartolo has reinvented himself from a power pitcher to what he is now, this precise pinpoint control. But there is another metamorphosis that has taken place with him that Banny talked about today. That's his demeanor, his composure on the mound, if you will. And Banny says that is something that is absolutely only learned through time. It's the hardest thing for other pitchers to try and emulate or acquire. You have to go through the ups, the downs, the wins, the losses, but he is so composed out there. He often, Banny loves this, applauds other guys when they get a hit off of him. He even congratulated the guy who got who ended the perfect game in Houston a couple of weeks ago. So that is who he is on the mound, and Banny would love it if that's one thing his other pitchers would learn from Bartolo, guys.
Well, it's a great quality to have, and as Banny was saying, it's not easy to acquire it. It's not easy to have it. He's developed it. I would love to be able to go back in time and see what he was like as a young player.
Ramirez with a hard liner to right, but Mazzara is there, and an 11 pitch. Top of the first for the Big Sexy. Off to a good start tonight. To take their hacks. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Delano to Shields in that top spot again in center field. Shin-Soo Choo bats second and DHs. Profar at short, Mazzara in right, Gallo in left field in the heart of things. Then it's Kiner Falefa, Ronald Guzman, the catcher, Robinson Chirinos, and Drew Robinson rounds it out at second base. Well, Delano set to go against Rick Porcello. Long right-hander in his first pitch, taken low for ball 1.
And one thing to notice, Dave, is the defensive alignment in the infield. Hanley Ramirez is way in at first base. He's going to take the bunt away right off the bat.
Delano fouls it off, 1-1.
Which doesn't mean he can't bunt down the third baseline, but I think Hanley Ramirez is saying, I'm not going to let you get on by bunting to first base. And I know exactly what Delano would say to that. If I do bunt it there, I feel like I can beat it out anyway. I don't care where you play.
Takes on the inside corner, 1-2. Yeah, he's in fact, he has said that. He's like, yeah, I feel like if they do play no bunts against me, if I put it down right,
yeah,
I'm fine.
Doesn't matter.
Another 2 hits yesterday for Delano. Lays off a good one there. It's 2-2. 7-game hitting streak. Longest by a Ranger so far this year. And he's got 11 hits on this 7-game streak, so hitting at a .355 clip. It's also interested, the 7-game hitting streak, it ties the longest in Delano's career. Hits this ball sharply, and he's got a new season best or career best hitting streak. It's at 8 games for the Shields.
Well, Porcello threw some good pitches in that at bat. The last one was not one of his best pitches. It's a 2-seam fastball, but it comes right back over the center of the plate. Then Delano hit that sharply right off the barrel of the bat over Bogart's head in the left center field. As always, a threat to steal with Chu at bat right here. Oh, good at bat. Fought off the tough pitches, hung in there, got a good pitch to hit and ripped it. That's kind of the name of the game for a hitter. When you get your pitch, make sure that's the one you hit.
So now some good speed out there ahead of Chu. And Porcello's first pitch, Chu sends it the other way, but foul. Two for 5 last night with a run scored. Puts the average at 258 for Chu. And he's working on a modest 4-game hitting streak. Delano will stretch that out a little bit. Not a big lead for him. 0-2 on Chu.
Now, Porcello's had 6 starts this season. 3 of them have been against Tampa Bay. Red Sox have already played Tampa Bay in 3 separate series.
Long pause in the 2-strike pitch. That one very high. Porcello, a guy who's going to be in the zone tonight, you would anticipate. In fact, both these starters tonight do not like to walk hitters. Porcello 4 walks in 40 1/3 innings this year, and that is, it's not like it's an aberration this year for him. That's kind of the pattern in his career. And Chu fights off a good one there.
Take a look at the pitch arsenal for Rick Porcello. Throws a lot of fastballs. He'll throw a 4-seam fastball and a 2-seam fastball, mostly 2-seam fastballs that sink. Slider, changeup, curveball, has all the traditional pitches. But he likes to throw a sinker. He has good movement. Sinker is a lot like Cologne's sinker, a little bit more velocity, but the idea is the same thing. Locate it and make it sink. Get weak contact from it.
Chu making him work a little bit here. So talking about how both these starters will throw strikes for you, Tom. How about this? Among starters with at least 4 starts this year in the American League, Cologne with 3 walks, Porcello with 4. So not one of those days where as a hitter you should be looking for a freebie. You're not going to get it.
No, I think especially with Bartolo, you're going to see the same stuff on the first pitch and the same stuff on an 0-2 pitch.
Weak grounder to left side. Devers will go to second one, and the relay on to first in time for the double play. Jeff Bannister wanting to take a look on that one.
Well, there's only one man on the left side of the infield. The ball wasn't hit that hard, but unfortunately it was hit right straight to the one man on the left side of the infield, and they just nipped Shin-Soo at first base.
So there's a 5-6-3 double play. That was Bogarts making the turn out there at the second base bag. So the bases are empty for Jurickson Profar, and he takes strike 1. Profar triple last night. Drove in a run. He walked a couple of times. Jurickson, you know, the results have been good lately. You know, the process has looked really good since he has started to get regular time at shortstop for the injured Elvis Andrus. And lately he's starting to get results from it. And now a fly ball to short left. But that one right to Benintendi in the inning is done. So the Rangers get a leadoff man on, but nothing doing. And the big sexy goes back to work. Beautiful evening for baseball. Rangers and Red Sox, game 2 of our 4-game series. Great to have you along with us tonight. JD Martinez starts things off for the Red Sox here in the 2nd. And Bartolo Colon runs it way in on him for a ball. Now Martinez today the designated hitter. Yesterday he had the start in left field. And one of the key moves in the offseason for the Red Sox. When we got the lineup today for the Red Sox, I think the thing that jumped out was that there was no Mitch Moreland in the lineup. And there you see Alex Cora, first-year manager for the Red Sox. No Moreland against the right-hand throwing Bartolo Colon. As Martinez fights off another, and it appears that the Red Sox are in a bit of a, it's kind of a funny 3-man platoon or rotation that they have going with Moreland, JD Martinez, and Hanley Ramirez. You know, 3 guys, they want to get regular at bats, and sort of a platoonish situation at first with Ramirez, but Ramirez would be playing in left field sometimes, and JD Martinez DHing. They're trying to get JD Martinez some time in the outfield because he wants it. That was kind of part of what he was looking for this offseason. And he hammers this ball high in the air out to left field. Carrying pretty well back there to the wall. Gallo leaps, and that one bounces over the wall, off the top and into the seats. And the 7th home run of the year for JD Martinez. Just enough to get it out. And Boston takes the 1-0 lead.
That ball was hit straight up in the air. If it's hit 1 foot less, it probably comes straight down into Joey Gallo's glove. Just hit the top of the wall. Pitch on middle of the plate, a little bit on the inside part of the plate. Just barely scraped the top of the wall.
Now Xander Bogaerts.
Martinez has been hot. 471 in his last 9 games.
You know, when you're, I guess when things are going right for you, they're really going right. I mean, he hits that just one grain off on that bat, and it's an out. He had it. He gave it exactly what it needed, though, to leave the yard. Bogaerts at .365 for the year with 3 home runs. And he takes strike 3 called. Second strikeout for Bartolo Colon, and Bogart's not happy with it.
Bogart's is shocked. How can you call that pitch a strike? Let's look at the replay. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. I think Bartolo aimed that a little more outside. Bogarts obviously thought it was low. Just barely caught the bottom of the strike zone and was a called third strike.
So now Rafael Devers, starting third baseman, and he pops this one up into the stands. 1 for 5 yesterday for Devers, and a guy who he'll go on a hot streak before it's all said and done. Not a bad start, not by any stretch, but a guy who's going to put up some pretty big numbers before it's all done this year, and he fouls off a 2-strike pitch.
Oh, when you look back at Bartolo's career, earlier in his career, when he was a 20-game winner, Cy Young Award winner, he was not a entirely different type of pitcher. He's the same kind of pitcher. He just had 6 or 7 more miles per hour, mid-90s, 96 miles an hour. But he depended on location and movement. That one he popped up there at 90 miles an hour. So if he's tough to hit now, throwing 87 to 88 miles an hour, you can imagine how tough he was when he's throwing essentially the same 2-seam fastball, only it was going 96 miles an hour with nice location and the same kind of movement. That one snuck right by Devers. That wasn't 86 or 87. That was 90, 91-ish.
Back-to-back strikeouts. And he gets one right in there to Nunez for strike 1.
I think that's kind of Bartolo's goal, is to kind of lull you to sleep with the 87 mile an hour. Then when he gets 2 strikes, pop 3 or 4 extra miles an hour on it and hope you're not quite ready for it.
It doesn't waste much time. Colon comes right back 1-1. And Nunez fights it off. He had a hit yesterday. Now, for all the talk of what the Rangers have had to face lately from their opposition, it's a 3rd consecutive game against a former Cy Young Award winner. Colon, he won the Cy Young with the Angels back in 2005. He comes with a pretty good resume of his own. Stays 1-2. Nunez working on a 6-game hitting streak. Colon's 1-2. And a swing and a miss. No, he just got a piece of it.
That was
Stays
good,
alive.
Pretty good changeup. It's the second one Bartolo's thrown to Nunez, and it comes in several miles an hour slower, but watch it drop right at the end, right straight down in the ground. Somehow it barely ticked the top of that ball.
Looks like they want it away. That one comes back across the plate. And Kiner Falefa with a great play from third base to throw out Eduardo Nunez to end the inning. The Red Sox score the first run on J.D. Martinez's home run. But when we come back, Nomar delivered 5 RBIs last night. He'll lead it off for the Rangers. run by J.D. Martinez. 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Mazara, Gallo, and Kiner Falefa in this second. As Porcello winds it up, and there's a foul ball for a strike. Our TXU Energy power player to watch. Well, Nomar Mazara, we talked a lot of different things recently, Tom, about things we've seen improving and reasons why you'd have a lot of enthusiasm, but against Cy Young Award winners at .260 average, 5 homers, 20 RBIs, where league average is .235 against these same pitchers.
Yeah, that's a nice stat to have. There's over the years been obviously a lot of hitters who put up a lot of stats against the 4th and 5th starter, but when you can put them up against Cy Young Award winners, that pretty much says you're a good hitter. We've noticed Nomar this season hitting a lot more balls to left field, especially against left-handed pitchers, especially with 2 strikes. His success against lefties this year started last year in September, really, but it's been dramatically improved from what it was his first couple of years. He's already hit a couple of home runs against lefties this year, and in his first 2 years in the big leagues, he only hit 2 home runs against lefties. So he's getting more base hits against him, hitting with more power against him. I think a lot of it has to do with hitting, not trying to pull the ball. That's allowed him to lay off the sweeping, breaking balls out of the strike zone, waiting on the ball a little bit longer. Allows him to do that.
Pulls this one foul, keeps the count at 2-2. Well, he's homered in 3 consecutive games. Matches a career high for him. Last 7 games for Mazara, hitting well over 300, 323 clip for him. Porcello's 2-2, and another foul ball.
He's kind of right where he wants to be statistically at this stage of the season, and that's after starting the year with 1 RBI in the first 16 games. Made up for lost time. Eight RBIs in 3 games will do that for you.
Yeah, he's on a nice little tear right now. And putting up a good fight against Porcello. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. 2-2. And fouled away again. Now recently turned 23 years old. I mean, like just a week or so ago. So such a young player, and he had so much great experience under his belt already. 2-2, and he hits this ball hard into right field. That's a base hit. Might be more. Betts tracks it down in the corner. Mazara goes for 2, and he'll be in there standing with a leadoff double.
Porcello, I think, wanted to get this ball inside, and it looked like the movement of the changeup. You saw the grip. Took it right to the center of the plate. Nomar waited on the changeup, and with that location, barreled it up to right field. Not exactly where Porcello wanted it. Right where Nomar likes it. Right where any hitter would like it. A lot of movement on that pitch, but it really didn't do any good for Porcello because it moved it right in the center of the plate.
So now Gallo, and he hits his ball hard on the ground right side. And they get him easily, but Mazara now just 90 feet away with 1 out. So we mentioned not the first former Cy Young Award winner the Rangers have faced tonight. Had Price yesterday. You go back to Wednesday, faced Kluber in the finale in Cleveland. 3-3 so far against this pretty impressive list of former Cy Young Award winners.
Well, that's one of those things, Dave. If you looked at the schedule before the season started and you saw those matchups and you were to say the Rangers will split those games, you'd say good.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with that. Really hasn't been too many pitchers throwing better than Justin Verlander right now. So to have a little bit of success against him is pretty impressive.
Infielders all up on the edge here with Kiner Falefa at the plate. 1-1 to count. 1 for 4 yesterday. You see the overall numbers for Kiner Falefa. It's just his 22nd big league game. What a great job he has done. Pressed into everyday duty, seemingly out of the blue, no doubt, for him. And Porcello backs away. It's amazing. You get a guy like Kiner Falefa from Hawaii, and you get him playing every day. You start hearing from all kinds of people. Get text messages from folks from his old little league. It's a check swing roller, hit slowly to third. Devers will take care of him at first, and there are 2 gone. No chance for Mazzara to even attempt to score on that one.
We talk about the movement on pitches, and Porcello's movement on the changeup to Mazzara brought it right to the center of the plate and resulted in a rope. That time the movement took it from somewhere around the center of the plate way in on the fists. 2-seam fastball. You can see it boring in, and what looked like a decent pitch to hit to left field turned into a pitch that was inside and hit him right off the handle. It shows you big league hitters the problems you can have with that kind of movement.
Guzman backed off the plate by Porcello. First time these two have seen one another. 1-0. That'll even the count. Guzman just 23 years old, so he had a great at bat by Mazzara to open the inning. The 23-year-old ended up with a double, now at third base with 2 outs, and so now a fellow youngster, Ronald Guzman, and a former teammate of his going back 9 years when they were youngsters in the Dominican, playing together on a 14-year-old team. Chance to drive him in. Can you imagine that? 2 14-year-old kids playing in the Dominican. And you think, yeah, a couple years from now, 9 years from now, in fact, maybe we'll bat against a former Cy Young Award winner. You'll start the inning with a double, and I'll get you home.
Yeah, it's a pretty remarkable story. It's got to be so much fun for them. To be in a new country and be together on the same team just like they were back then. Can't imagine what that would feel like. You know, just because you grew up together and played on the same team doesn't mean you're close friends. But in this case, it seems like they are. I had plenty of guys that I played with when I was 14. I wouldn't have cared if I played with them after that at all.
Guzman strikes out, and the Rangers threat done here in the 2nd inning. Red Sox lead at 1-0.
Park in Arlington, and the guys were talking about the friendship between Nomar Mazara and Ronald Guzman, and it does date back to when they were teenagers, and they are, to this day, good friends. In fact, right now, they are living together. Ronald is living in Nomar's house. They both signed on the exact same day with the Texas Rangers. This was the day back in 2011. There they are as young 16-year-olds in the Dominican Republic. They'd known each other for a couple of years already at that point. Now they're living together again. I asked Ronald, I said, so with the two of you living together, who does the cooking? And he looks at me crazy. He says, no one. We eat out, you know. But he said his mom had just been here, and she made them a bunch of Dominican feasts, which mostly include rice and beans and chicken. And he said not only did they feed the whole team with it and have it for the couple of weeks she was here, she froze some of it, and they're still enjoying the fruits of his mom's visit, guys.
Jackie Bradley Jr. starts the inning with a base hit out to right field. The Red Sox have the lead man on here in the third inning.
Yeah, Bradley Jr. off to a slow start. Hitting 180 coming into this ball game.
So base runner on.
Sandy Leon's off to a lesser start than that, though. He's hitting 118. 4 for 34.
Yeah, it's not as if everyone on this, it just seems at times like everyone on this team is hitting the cover off the ball, but it's not true. And for the great start that this Red Sox team has had, remember they lost their opening game of the year and then ran off 17 wins in their next 18 games, and it looked for all the world like they might never lose again. But they've come back down to earth a little bit. They've lost 7 of their last 12 games, and their lead in the division has dwindled down to 1 coming into play today. Runner going, swinging a line drive out to right field. Mazara with a little hop and a grab for the first out of the inning. And goes back to the top of the order now for Mookie Betts. But before he bats, time for a Chevy game break. Let's check in with Rick Renner. All right, thanks, Rick. So now with 1 out, here is Mookie Betts. And Colon, after Bradley took off on that last pitch to Sandy Leon, and Colon may be a little wise to Bradley's intent and will try to keep him closer. But you do not want to lose your focus on Mookie Betts. He doubled and homered yesterday. He's swinging, slow roller third. One play for Kiner Falefa, and that is to first base. So they get Betts. Bradley moves to second. There are 2 away, though.
That was an at-bat very similar to Isaiah Kiner Falefa's at-bat, where the ball came in and hit him off the handle, resulting in a little tapper to third base. Betts had the same thing happen to him on that pitch from Bartolo Colon.
So now Benintendi. Benintendi struck out looking in the first, 0 for 1. Colon again looking back at Bradley. Last night the Red Sox were just 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. So they had some opportunities, just couldn't do much with them. It was against Mike Minor and the bullpen. Minor did a nice job last night. Bullpen did as well in the 11-5 victory. Tonight a different looking lineup, and of course Bartolo Colon out there, and Bartolo has given up 2 hits so far tonight. The home run to JD Martinez in the second, and the single to Bradley here in the third. Catches a corner. The count 0-2 on Benintendi. Benintendi off a great rookie year last year. Finished at 270 with 20 homers and 90 RBIs. It's sort of funny the way he got there, though. The 0-2. And a swing and a bouncer right side. And Guzman will slide over to first ahead of Benintendi to win the inning. Everybody meeting at first. Even that guy, Bartolo Colon. We played 2.5. It's 1-0. Move on to the bottom of the third inning here. Robinson Chirinos to lead it off, and it's time now for Lowe's whole team together. How about this? 14 home runs in the last 7 games for the Rangers. Chirinos and Joey Gallo, Nomar Mazara, all with 3 apiece, and then 5 other guys have chipped in 1 each. The long ball's been a big part of things lately for this Rangers team. And Chirinos takes a strike. Well, you know that's going to be the case for Joey Gallo. Nomar pretty good at finding all kinds of ways to chip in, but a big home run yesterday for him. Chirinos, one of the interesting things for Robinson on this recent little stretch for him has been the opposite field home runs, balls that he has shot out into right. So he takes on the corner, and it's 1-2.
He's had a couple of tough calls, one on the outside, one on the inside. I think Robinson's probably thinking the plate's a little wide right now.
He swings through strike 3, and it's a second strikeout of the night for Porcello. 1 away.
Porcello's had at least 6 strikeouts in his last 5 starts. That's his second of the night. A pretty good combination of about a strikeout per inning. Good number of strikeouts and hardly any walks.
Comes right after Drew Robinson with strike 1. Robinson batting 9th. You see the average a bit below 200 for Drew. But Robinson right now on a run in which he has hit in 4 straight games. Just keep waiting for that one game, that one moment maybe to get him started offensively. He's had a tough go of it at times here. 2-1 the count.
Drew sees a lot of pitches. He plays against right-handed pitching predominantly. 4.5 pitches per at bat. Pretty high number.
3-1, and it's a full count. Yeah, that was always the story with him in the minor leagues was, hey, he's a guy, he has a real strong sense of the strike zone, great patience, can work a count, pick one out occasionally and drive it. 3-2, and he comes up empty here. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Porcello. Now, may the 4th be with you. In honor of Star Wars Day, you get that, Tom. Fans using the coupon code SOLO can get $5.04 tickets for Thursday, May 24th, or Friday, May 25th. Rangers and Royals in those games. Friday the 25th features a post-game fireworks show set to Star Wars music. But hurry, the offer ends today. Go to TexasRangers.com to purchase your tickets, and May the 4th be with you.
All right. Porcello in 2017 did not have a good year. And for the season, he threw a lot of four-seam fastballs. Tried to throw high fastballs without the movement, kind of like that one, looked like a four-seam fastball, and got hit pretty hard. This year, he turned his repertoire around and has thrown the four-seam fastball less than half of what he did last year. And he's thrown the sinker about 50% more than he did last year. And it seems to have worked very well for him. And just watching him pitch today, the movement on his sinker, the changeup, and then the cutter that he throws, the slider that he throws, ball moves in all different directions. You can see the Rangers at least one time through the lineup having a hard time getting the barrel on the bat because of that.
Looks like Porcello thought he had strike 3, but it'll be 2-2. But this 9.5 strikeouts per walk leads the American League, and not by an insignificant margin. Swinging a fly ball center field. Bradley got a good read on it, and the inning is done. So the Rangers go quietly in the 3rd. After 3 complete, Red Sox lead at 1-0. Visit your local GMC dealer today. One nothing Red Sox as we start the 4th inning. Hanley Ramirez takes inside for a ball. Ramirez, JD Martinez, and then Xander Bogaerts for Boston. Hanley lined out to right field in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 1. And though he hasn't played a lot of games here, this is just the 15th for Hanley Ramirez. He's hit 6 home runs in this ballpark. Did you have certain ballparks when you were playing where you just felt like there was just something, whether you felt comfortable in the box?
Yeah, you really do. There's some where you look out at the pitcher and it just feels terrible, and you don't see the ball well and it feels uncomfortable, and you have others where for some reason it just has a great feeling. I've always felt that one of the best parks to hit in, I don't even know statistically if it had any bearing on performance for me, but in Detroit, the old ballpark in Detroit, everything was dark green, so the background was great to see the ball, and everything was so close to the field that when you hit the ball, it sounded like a firecracker going off. It just gave you this sense that you hit the ball right on the barrel of the bat. Sometimes even when you didn't. If you could hit the ball to right field, it was a short porch to right field. The upper deck hung out over the field, so you could actually hit a fly ball that the right fielder is waiting for, and the upper deck catches it. Upper deck looked a little bit like our ballpark. In fact, that's what it was patterned after, was Tiger Stadium.
A little slow chopper short. Profar, good hustle play to get Hanley Ramirez. One away. You were in the fourth inning.
So you felt good hitting in that park, but at the same time, the infield grass was tall, so you had a hard time rolling the ball through the infield. A lot of times early in the season it was cold, and it was 440 feet to center field. So there were things about it that made it feel tough to hit. But standing in the batter's box looking out at the pitcher was a good feeling for a hitter, I always felt.
So one gone with Ramirez bouncing out. Here's JD Martinez, who just snuck one out of here in the second inning. Martinez, it was his 7th home run of the year. So this, maybe you're just getting home. This was the second inning. See, a towering shot, but it right off the top of the wall. Just missed being an out. Martinez 17 hits in his last 10 games, but a soft liner to short, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, one of the stats that's become popular in recent years has been batting average on balls in play, what your batting average is when you put the ball in play. And Martinez this year has a batting average on the balls he's put in play of around 440. And I think that suggests that that's probably going to come down and result in his average coming down, because you have to have some good fortune on the balls that you put in play to hit that high.
Well, Bogarts hits one high in the air out to left again, and this one won't carry out. Gallo back to the fence, and a real nice play. Completes a 1-2-3 again for Cologne.
Well, that one's over the green monster in Boston, and that's probably what Xander Bogaerts was thinking when Joey Gallo goes up against the scoreboard in left field and makes a nice catch. Drop number 3 in the 4th inning.
you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Beautiful evening for baseball tonight here in Arlington. Rangers and Red Sox. We're in the bottom of the fourth, and the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Chu, Profar, and Mazzara, due for the Rangers. Chu bounced into a double play in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Porcello wasting no time, and this one pulled foul. No balls and 2 strikes on Chu. Long homerless drought for Chu. 13 games now. Yet still with the 5 homers and 15 RBIs. So far this year they've come in bunches for him. Count stays 1 and 2.
We talked about Porcello throwing more sinking fastballs this year than he did last year. He's also throwing more changeups this year than he did last year. And just watching the pitches one right after the other tonight, there's only been a few good pitches to hit. A couple of them have turned into hits. Delano DeShields in the first inning got a sinker that came back over the middle of the plate, ripped it into left field, and Omar got a changeup that did the same thing, that he ripped on the right field line for a double. Other than that, he's had a good mixture of speeds, locations, and movement, and you can see why he's off to such a nice start this year. 4-0 with a 223 earned run average coming into the game.
Check swing by Chu, or did he? No. Adam Hammery rings him up, and Chu obviously was hoping that he would ask third base umpire Phil Cuzzy for a little help there.
Yeah, that's happened in the last couple of games twice. Once last night too. Last night it really appeared like Ryan Rua held up, and I think it appears like Chu had a pretty good chance of getting that called as a held up swing by the third base umpire. And what the hitter's saying there is, before you call it a strike, ask the base umpire to make the call, because he has a better look at it. If he calls it a strike, fine, then there's nothing I can do about it. But once the umpire behind home plate rings that up, then it's an out before it ever goes to the first base or third base umpire. And it appears really, Chu tonight, Rua last night, that both of them did hold up their swings, and both of them were called out on strikes. Easy for us to see in slow motion, and see the replay. But the point is that the hitter in both cases wasn't necessarily arguing the outcome as much as he was saying, before you call that, ask for help, and then I'll accept it, and whatever he says.
2-strike pitch to Profar, and he swings and misses strike 3. So that is 5 strikeouts tonight now. Starting to pile up just a little bit. Well, we're lighting up the night skies with post-game fireworks shows on Fridays. Fans can get $16 upper reserve tickets for Friday home games, courtesy of Fox Sports Southwest and T-Mobile. Friday fireworks is valid for all Friday home games except May 4th. Go to your TexasRangers.com. Use the coupon code FSSW Fireworks. Get your tickets today. So that means you cannot do it for tonight's game. Here's Nomar Mazzara. Nomar doubled in the second inning. Great at bat in the second for Nomar. Average now at 290. I think we talked about this, I don't know if it was spring training or maybe that first series we did together, Tom, but Bill James, the, basically one of the fathers of Saber, before the season said his top 5 selections for guys who could be MVPs this year in the American League, one of them, Nomar Mazzara.
Yeah, I saw that. Pretty perceptive. We get to see him on an everyday basis, so I think we can understand what he's talking about. And one of the things, and I don't know if this entered into Bill James' thought process when he made that statement, but one of the things that's happened early in the season is he's had much more success against left-handed pitching, which over the course of 162 games will make a huge difference as far as his production goes, his batting average, qualifications to be a most valuable player. Seems to be remedying that problem.
Another deep count here for Mazzara. Remember, he went 8 pitches in that first at bat against Porcello before doubling to right. Fights off this one. Look out. Got up in those seats in a hurry.
But when a ball like that goes into the stands and doesn't hit someone, it's so much good fortune.
Well, looking down there, everybody okay. That's a good news. See some gloves down there. That's good use. Those guys are appreciative. Thank you, sir. Public servants bringing those gloves
if you
and
bring
making
a glove,
plays.
You have to keep it on your hand for 9 innings.
That's right.
Don't set it down.
Mazzara hits this one high in the air, out to center field. That one carrying well, gone! Mazzara's done it again. He's homered in 4 straight games, his 7th of the year, and this one is tied at 1.
Let's take a look at the replay. Porcello's trying to cut this pitch on the inside part of the plate, and it looked like he did that. Nomar just put a fantastic swing on it, and when you see a guy going the other way with pitches away, like he did last night against David Price for an RBI, and then hitting that pitch, a cutter on the inside part of the plate, both on the barrel of the bat, that shows you a guy that's hot.
Now Gallo out to center field, and that one chased down by Bradley to end the inning. That got them up on their feet again. Back-to-back, a couple of big swings. Rangers have tied it at 1.
A couple of good swings by Mazzara and Gallo. This cut fastball on the inside part of the plate, you can see the swing, the barrel of the bat, and off goes another one over 400 feet for Nomar.
Well, a big chill has done it again. Monster home run, 412 feet, ties this game at 1. Here we go to the 5th inning. Rafael Devers to lead it off for Boston, and he chases strike 1. So most RBIs in the last 11 days in the American League, and Nomar right now with a 2 RBI lead.
See the ball off the bat. It's another home run. Exit velocity 111, launch angle, and the distance. All 4 of the home runs in the last 4 days have gone to the center of the ballpark. Not dead center field, but either left center or right center field, and all of them over 400 feet. So he's using the whole field, waiting on the ball well, not trying to pull it, and he's making some solid contact. Combine the balls that he's hit out of the ballpark with a nice at bat against David Price, pitch away that he lined to left field for a double last night. And you see how good a hitter Nomar has become and is right now.
Cologne's 1-2 off the plate. So it's 4 straight games now for Mazzara in which he is a homer. Mike Napoli, the last 2 go 4 straight as a Ranger. That was last July. 2-2 to Devers. Boy, that ball hit well. Deep out to right field. My goodness. Upper deck. And Devers retakes the lead for Boston. It's 2-1. His 5th homer of the year.
Devers, a very young player, and you could see the way the ball jumped off his bat, why the Red Sox like him so much. 5th home run, 22nd RBI. Sinking fastball, and the movement brings it out over the plate. But that's probably one that Bartolo tried to start inside and bring it back to catch the inside part of the plate. Instead, it came back over the middle of the plate. Devers really put a charge in that one. That was not coming down. Looked like it was still going up.
A tapper right back to Cologne now by Eduardo Nunez. 1 away here in the 5th inning. Now 427 feet for that home run. Every bit of it. He agrees. Got it. Suppose they're anticipating that one today. I brought the glove. Maybe he was. Jackie Bradley Jr. and Cologne puts one on the inside corner to him.
These are the 5th and 6th home runs that Bartolo's given up. Only the 2nd home run that Porcello's given up this year.
Which, going back to something we were talking about earlier tonight, you know, a little bit, I won't say surprising. They're both quality pitchers, but as much as they're in the zone, right? I mean, they're not trying to strike dudes out. They're not going to walk anybody. You know, you would think that occasionally you might leave one in a spot where a guy's going to drive it a little bit, as Guzman takes care of Jackie Bradley Jr. 2 gone. You see that sometimes. Guys who don't walk people, they give up the occasional homer.
Yeah, and I think Bartolo will probably be susceptible to more home runs than Porcello. Bartolo doesn't strike out guys at the same rate Porcello does. But you're right. If you do make a mistake, you can hit it out of the ballpark. The other side of it is both of them have such good location and such good movement that it makes solid contact a pretty tough proposition for the hitter.
Strike to Sandy Leon, who lined out in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. Switch hitting catcher batting 9th tonight for Boston. And shoots this one foul. He's in a hole 0-2. So Cologne, this will be his 60th pitch of the night with 2 away in this 5th inning. It'll be his 3rd pitch of this at bat, and he has 9 at bats so far tonight that have lasted 3 or fewer pitches. He's getting quick verdicts. And that one's off the plate. Of course, he would love to retire Leon and not have to worry about the man in the on deck circle there, Mookie Betts, until next inning. 1-2. Oh, teaser. But a tough year at the plate for Leon. And he fouls that one away. So right now, a pretty good at bat for him. Rangers play him straight up on the infield and straight away in the outfield as well. This one fouled back again. One of the better battles that Kelowna's had to endure tonight. Well, Bartolo doing things very, very few have ever done in our game at his age of 44 years old. 7th appearance tonight, his 5th start. And this one on the ground, right to Robinson. And that will end the inning. A leadoff homer by Rafael Devers, though, has given the Red Sox the lead. Halfway there tonight, 2-1. 5-hour energy shots. Get back to 100%.
We welcome you back to Globe Life Park in Arlington. Rangers down 2-0. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa coming to bat. He's 5 days shy of his 1-month anniversary in Major League Baseball, and his parents have already made the trip from Hawaii again. There is Kim Kiner and Fili Falefa, and they've got the good seats tonight. They're here to watch their son. I asked Isaiah when we were on the last road trip, hey, have your parents been able to watch you when they're back in Hawaii? He said, oh yeah, they watch all the time. You know, my mom works at a dentist's office, so she watches it on her desk, and my dad has his own landscaping firm. He can take a break to watch the games as well. And I said, cable, satellite? He said, no. Of course they watch it on Fox Sports Go. Nice. Yeah, great guys, huh?
That is perfect. Aloha. 1-1. And fouled straight down by Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah, first time Kiner-Falefa obviously has faced Rick Porcello. And so he's getting a pretty good look at those tailing two-seam fastballs in on the fists. One resulted in a ground out to third in the second inning, and that foul ball was the same pitch.
Outside, 2-2 the count. Sits safely now in 12 of the last 15 games to the tune of a .322 average. Certainly acquitted himself very well here in his rookie season. Gets some pretty good pitchers. 2-2. Ground ball, third base. Devers on a backhand, and he will throw him out. One away here in the 5th inning. All right, time for a Chevy game break. Check in again with Rick Renner. All right, thanks, Rick. Yeah,
so the Yankees get one of the best young players to come into the league this year, Gleyber Torres. They got him from the Cubs for Aroldis Chapman. And then they signed Aroldis Chapman back as a free agent. So now they got a player for free. They still have Chapman as their closer, and they've got Gleyber Torres to play second base. Pretty slick.
Yeah, they've done all right. And they're making a move right now. Yankees are red hot. 1-1 to Guzman, and he fouls it off. I was mentioning it earlier that this Red Sox team, I mean, they get off that ridiculous start at 17-2. Built up a little lead, but it was down to a game today. So, you know, they're in danger of losing that hold of the division's top spot tonight. And you can feel it, you know, just talking to some of the people around the ball club. They definitely feel the Yankees coming. Down low, and it's a full count on Guzman. You see the standings. Yankees, as Rick just informed us, off to a good start tonight, leading 5-0. Well, Red Sox are leading here 2-1. There's a swing and a miss. Guzman strikes out, and that is 6 strikeouts so far tonight. Well, the Josh Abbott Band will be performing a post-game concert this Sunday, presented by Budweiser. You can come on out to the ballpark and take in the finale of this 4-game series, Red Sox and Rangers. It's a 2:05 game. Concert then afterward. Don't miss the Josh Abbott Band, presented by Budweiser, live right here at Globe Life Park. Tickets and field passes available. Check it out at texasrangers.com/concerts. First pitch to Chirinos, taken very high for a ball. Chirinos, one of the 6 strikeout victims so far for Porcello. And he hits this one straight up in the air near second base. Bogarts wants it. He really infringes on Nunez's space to take it. Inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th. After 5 complete, it's a 1-run game. Two to one as we go to the 6th inning. And our Kubota power stats tonight for Big Bart, Bartolo Colon. 645 strikeouts since turning 40 years old. That's 8th most all time. And he's still going strong. Not a huge strikeout guy at this point in his career, but that's a big number. Well, the top of the order in the 6th inning. 2 strikeouts so far this evening for Bartolo. Oh, he gets a strike to Mookie Betts. He's handled Mookie well the first 2 times.
Yes. Made him look bad the last time up. Got that ball right in on his fist. That little ground ball to third.
Ground ball, foul.
The Red Sox obviously one of the best offensive teams in baseball first month of the season. They've been really tough on right-handed pitchers, right-handed starters. Against the Red Sox are 1-13. So against that kind of an offense as a right-handed starter, Bartolo certainly holding his own through 5 innings.
Count stays 0-2. Well, I think looking at the way the Red Sox have gone so far this year, Mookie Betts, the name is circled certainly on that lineup card, and say like, oh, let's do our best to limit his damage. The 0-2 pitch, grounded foul again. And so in that respect, really good job so far tonight by Bartolo. Giving up just a couple of solo home runs. In fact, we've only had 6 total base runners in this game. So both starters, former Cy Young Award winners, kind of living up to the billing in this one. 9 strikeouts, no walks between the two, 3 total runs. Oh, 2. And this one line foul. Wow. And Betts getting better and better swings.
Could see it hooking, and it's a good thing it did. A lot of gloves going after the ball there.
0-2 pitch. That ball lifted out to left field. Gallo looks up. It's gone. Mookie Betts, his 13th home run of the year. And right now, it's almost comical the way this guy has been hitting. 3-1 Boston.
Yeah, the bad news is Bartolo's given up 3 home runs. The good news is they've all been solo home runs. Ball kind of came back. It's down middle of the plate though. This puts another good swing on it. Last year, Mookie Betts hit 24 home runs. He hit 31 the year before, but 24 last year. And he's more than halfway to that total now, a little over a month into the season.
Now Benintendi, and he takes a strike 1-1. Well, that one traveled 398 feet for Betts, who homered yesterday, and the day before hit 3 home runs. It's just super locked in, I guess.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 hitters, 1 on each team. Betts is obviously locked in, 13th home run, and so is Nomar Mazara. Doesn't have the overall totals that Betts has, but he's had a home run in the last 4 games. Swinging a great bat for the Rangers. Had a double to right field tonight. In addition to the home run, pulled it right down the line last night against David Price. He sliced one the same way down the left field line. He's hitting them all over the place.
So Bartolo trailing 3-1 here. He's got a 2-2 count on Benintendi. Mookie Betts, that's his 70th home run out of that leadoff position. A new Red Sox franchise record. Passes Dom DiMaggio. Ground ball, first base. Backhand stop by Guzman. And there's one away. Well, the next Texas Chili Company Dollar Hot Dog Day will be this coming Wednesday. It's May 9th. Rangers and Tigers come on out to the ballpark, a 105 game, and enjoy those ballpark hot dogs for just $1 each. Go to TexasRangers.com for tickets or call 972-RANGERS.
Dave, you were talking a little bit earlier how Bill James, the Sabre guru, had talked about Nomar Mazara being one of 5 players he would pick as a potential MVP. Was Mookie Betts on that list as well?
You know, it's sort of funny. I don't know.
He has to have been.
You would think.
Kind of player he is. Certainly Mike Trout is.
One strike pitch to Hanley Ramirez. And fouls that one off himself. Count 0-2. If the season were to finish today, well, I mean, Mookie Betts would be that guy. A long way to go, though. Ramirez is lined out and grounded out. Came in with the average right at 300 today. And he takes low. You see the Red Sox are really starting to work Colon a little bit more with each at bat. This is the third time through the order. And this will be his 80th pitch of the night. Just off the plate.
Pretty good pitch totals. 80 pitches. He's had one inning where he threw 19 pitches. Other than that, pitch totals have been pretty good. He had long at bat for Mookie Betts, so he's on the way to a relatively high pitch inning for him in this inning.
Ground ball shortstop. Profar takes care of Ramirez. 2 away.
Designated hitter J.D. Martinez.
Well, Bartolo's last start against the Red Sox was a long time ago. It was July of 2013. And you know, for a guy who's pitched in 3 different decades now, it might not sound like such a big deal, but consider that Rafael Devers, he was not even in the Red Sox organization, hadn't been signed as a free agent yet the last time Colon pitched against Boston. Benintendi was 2 years from being drafted. 1 strike pitch to J.D. Martinez, and that's fouled away. The count 0-2. Martinez had the home run in the 2nd inning. 1 for 2. And as great as Mookie Betts has been for Boston, and he has been about as good as you can be, J.D. Martinez might be just a little bit hotter. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out swinging in the 6th inning. So 3rd strikeout for Bartolo Colon, but you go to the bottom of the 6th, the Red Sox by 2. Drew Robinson will start things off for the Rangers, then back to the top for Delino DeShields and Shin-Soo Choo on this beautiful Friday night. It was 69 degrees at game time. The first pitch to Robinson low and in for a ball. Drew struck out in the 3rd. One of 6 strikeouts so far tonight for Rick Porcello. 1-1. Left-handed hitter with some power. Robinson hasn't really gotten into that groove yet at the plate, but we saw it last year. 6 home runs last year as a rookie. In sort of spotty opportunities for him. They do shift on the infield for him to pull as he takes a strike. It's 2-2. There you see it. Bogarts, Nunez, and Ramirez all on that right side. A lot of ground to cover for Rafael Devers on the left.
I would say tonight against Porcello, it's probably the best variety of pitches, speeds, movement, location that the Rangers have seen this year. All 4 traditional pitches. Fastball ranges from anywhere from 89 to 93. Changeup has been outstanding. Throws a slider and a curveball. And all the pitches are working pretty nice tonight. The low is the 72 mile an hour, probably a changeup. High is a 93 mile an hour fastball.
Strike 3 called. Boy, just bore that one right in there on the corner. 7th strikeout of the night.
Time now for our 4-game summary. 3-1 game. All 4 runs have been by the way of the home run. J.D. Martinez in the 2nd inning. Nomar Mazara in the 4th inning. Rafael Devers, a line shot into the upper deck in the 5th. And then staying hot with his 13th home run in the 6th inning was Mookie Betts. 3-1 the Red Sox lead. All 4 runs coming by way of the home run. All solo shots.
So you update the home run leaders in the American League. Mookie Betts leading by 2 over Mike Trout. Gallo right there at 10 home runs so far. Gallo would love to get a shot this inning. That would mean a couple of base runners have gotten on at the very least. Inside. 1-1 on DeShields. Or is he saying that one?
Where did it hit?
Foul tipped off the knob of the bat.
No one flinched. Oh, hit the knob of the bat. Sure did. Just hit the edge of the knob of the bat.
So the 0-2. And Delano swings and misses. Another strikeout for Porcello. They're starting to pile up for him. That's 8 tonight.
And you can see that curveball come out of his hand and spin. And he's had outstanding stuff tonight. I think it's, if not the best performance. Garrett Cole had a great performance against the Rangers, but for variety and really pitching a tremendous game. So far in this game, Porcello might have been the best performance thus far against the Rangers all season long.
He goes to work against Chu now. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Porcello's pitch count pretty well in check at 90. He's gone over 100 each of his last 3 starts. 116 pitches in his last start. So really starting to stretch out a little bit. But he goes 3-0 here on Chu.
The odds are that he'll throw a strike right here.
You think so? Yes. Do you green light Chu?
Wow,
oh, ball 4.
That's a story in and of itself right there. A 4-pitch walk with 2 outs in a close ball game. Only the 5th walk Porcello's had all year.
That's the first walk of this game for either team.
It's his first walk in somewhere around 48 or 50 batters.
So the Rangers have a base runner, and it's interesting. Leon out there along with Devers to have a word with Porcello. I mean, we get that a walk can be alarming with Porcello. That alarming?
Yeah, I can see the catcher going out. Not sure what Rafael Devers contributed to that conversation as a youthful third baseman. Maybe just wanted to hear what the conversation was about, so he'll know what to say the next time he goes in to talk to the pitcher.
Well, opens up a little opportunity here for the Rangers. Chu out there, Profar, 0 for 2. And he takes high, so that's 5 straight misses. Profar is flied out to left and struck out swinging. Look out. 2-0.
You know, things happen in baseball that you just don't expect. After 2 quick strikeouts, talking about the pinpoint command, the outstanding repertoire of pitches tonight, and now he's thrown 6 straight balls. Guy that's only walked 4 guys all season long coming into the game.
2-0. There's a swing at a high fly ball, but that one very foul.
I'm sure Jurickson was thinking on that pitch like most hitters would be thinking, okay, he's thrown 6 straight balls. I know he's going to throw a strike right here. And if he does, I'm going to take my best swing and see if I can't tie this game up. That's what Jurickson tried to do. He just pulled it foul.
Two-1. And this one flared out to left field. Benintendi on the run into a dive, and he made the catch.
Boy, he needed every inch of that dive to make that catch. Sometimes they catch it on the way down. He caught that as his whole body was just about to hit the ground, completely outstretched. Watch this beautiful play. That's as far as he could possibly reach, and takes it right off the ground. It bounced, but it looked like it bounced off his fingertip. Rangers are taking a look at it because they probably saw the ball bounce a little bit. I think when you look at it, you'll see that it hit the fingers first and then bounced into the glove. What a play.
Rangers will let it go. The inning is done on a spectacular defensive play by Andrew Benintendi. It's still 3-1.
Stadium in the background there here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Rangers down by a couple as we welcome you back. And I'm not trying to brag, but I know the uniforms are. And normally the uniforms would call an error or throw a penalty flag on a guy who wears a football jersey to a baseball game. But we're not throwing a flag. We're not calling an error on Tim McJilton, because look at the jersey he's chosen to wear. Why are you wearing this, Tim?
Because I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm a Jason Witten fan, and that man has set the example for every NFL player from here to the end of time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A sad day yesterday as Jason Witten calls it a career. Our progressive fan of the game is wearing a football jersey at a baseball game. Guys, Tim, we appreciate you honoring number 82.
Thanks, John. It was my pleasure, man.
All right, guys, back up to you.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I don't think you'll find too many people that would disagree with that fan sentiment. What a tremendous career, tremendous guy. Loved every second of his retirement speech. Hate to see him go, but he knew it was the right time, right opportunity, great career.
Man, you could tell though, even though you know it's the right time, it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. All your teammates standing there.
Devers swings and hits this one well out to right field. That's a tough spot, and it is into the bullpen. Devers' second home run of the night. The fourth time the Red Sox have gotten to Bartolo Colon. All of them solo home runs. It's 4-1 Boston.
Well, Devers in his last two at bats certainly has it figured out. He struck out his first time up, but last two times up, that looked like a changeup the way it came out of his hand. Devers reached for it. It's tailing away from him. I don't think he hit the ball on the barrel of the bat. Still hit it well enough to go into the Ranger bullpen. The one he hit on the barrel of the bat was the one before that that shot into the upper deck. Devers had 4 home runs coming into the game, 2 more tonight. Very little wind tonight. In fact, no wind at all. Ball appears to be carrying pretty nicely.
Well, mound visit by Doug Brocale and Jake Diekman. You saw him standing out there on the mound in the bullpen when that ball came flying in. He's been loosening up. The left-hander may be coming on here shortly. 4-1 Boston. And that one way in on Eduardo Nunez. This ball lined out to left field, and Gallo is there. And there are 2 away. All solo home runs tonight. I'll bring up Jackie Bradley Jr. Just the 6th time in Bartolo's career that he has allowed 4 home runs in a game.
Saw Fergie Jenkins win a game at Old Arlington Stadium, giving up 4 home runs to Kansas City one day. 4 solo shots. Tony Solita hit 3 and John Mayberry hit 1. Lost. Rangers won 5-4.
That one didn't carry for Bradley, and the inning is done. Well, maybe the Rangers have a little comeback in them as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Solo home runs. Rangers with 1 solo home run. Rangers have run into some pitching, Tom. Tonight, the 3rd straight start by a former Cy Young Award winner against the Rangers. And already the 7th time the Rangers have had to face a former Cy Young Award winner. And you can see what they have done against even just the best overall pitchers this year. 9 of the top 15 ERA leaders in the American League have pitched 11 total games against the Rangers, are 3-8 against them with a .215 average. Well, they ran into a good one tonight in Rick Porcello. But the good news is Porcello, he's done. And so into that Red Sox bullpen, Joe Kelly making his 13th appearance now for Boston.
Yeah, Joe Kelly with 13 strikeouts in 12 innings. He's kept the ball in the ballpark. Opponents are only hitting 159. He throws hard. Excellent setup reliever. And an excellent night for Rick Porcello. He might have run out of gas a little bit toward the end. Hard to say. He threw 6 straight balls, including a walk to Shin-Soo Choo. Tough to say a walk would cause you to be a little bit out of gas, but in his case, he hardly walks anybody, so maybe that was the case. In any event, it'll be Joe Kelly. Porcello, 6 innings, struck out 8, walked 1, gave up the 1 home run. Nice outing for Porcello.
Well, maybe a little change of scenery here can help the cause just a little bit. You know, the other thing is, you talk about taking Porcello out. This guy, Nomar Mazara, seemed to handle him pretty well. A double in the 2nd, a homer in the 4th. Joe Kelly offers him a different look and starts him with ball 1. It'll be Mazara, Joey Gallo, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Nomar right now, of course, you know, listen, a home run cuts it to a 2-run lead. That's all fine and good. But really, the Rangers need to start getting some base runners. You get Mazara on in any fashion possible in front of Joey Gallo. That would be a nice situation. Maz waits, and Kelly, somewhat deliberate, gets him to swing and miss 1 and 2. Joe Kelly, a hard thrower. There was a day back when he was with St. Louis, I want to say. In the media guide, there was a note about him being a distant relative of Machine Gun Kelly. And then I think that turned out not to be true. So they had to take it out of the media guide. It was kind of a great one because, you know, guys like us were flipping through these things like, whoa, hey, that's kind of interesting. And it became a story every broadcast. And then finally, you know how it is. People start looking into those with a little more depth. And they say, oh, that's not true. Kind of a cool thing, though, for a bullet-throwing bullpen guy to have in the bio.
The story didn't get back to him, or it did get back to him, and he liked the story and just let it go for a while.
Well, he gets Mazara to line out to center, 1 away. And here comes Joey Gallo. And Gallo 0 for 2, the ground out, the fly ball out. He takes one low for a ball. So a right-hander out there. Gallo has done a great deal of his damage against righties, as you might expect. 8 of his 10 home runs off right-handed pitchers, and that's the most in the American League. Oh, and gets away. One out here in the 7th inning. Joe Kelly just recently reinstated after serving his 6-game suspension. He was involved in the Red Sox brawl with the Yankees and much earlier in the year, and was suspended for 6 games for that one. This one fouled away, and it's 2-1. So Kelly, when you're, I guess when you serve those suspensions, right, you can't be in any team sanctioned area. You can't be in the dugout. Can't be in the, I don't think you can be in the press box. So he had to find areas in the ballparks to
wear a disguise,
hang out and watch the games. Yeah. 2-1 pitch. And that'll even it up on Gallo. Apparently Kelly came out and told reporters, they asked him, well, what did you do? Where'd you go? And so he revealed all the areas where he watched the games, up on top of the Green Monster.
Pretty knowledgeable fans in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could have snuck around the park without people knowing who he was.
Did you see our situation, by the way, in Tampa? The fan who reached over and caught a home run ball was taken out of the stadium. They let him back in a disguise.
I saw
in a
that.
different area.
I saw that. You guys were all over that one,
awesome.
boy.
I found a security guy later, said, yeah. We just tell him to change and go sit somewhere else. All right, a mound visit here as Sandy Leon comes out to talk to Kelly. So having a tough time coming to terms on what to do. Meanwhile, we can use this moment to let you know that the Rangers and Dr. Pepper are teaming up to bring you savings at the ballpark this year. All you have to do, bring in a Dr. Pepper can to the box office. Or you can use the online coupon code Dr. Pepper, and you can get tickets starting at just $11. Go to TexasRangers.com/specials and get your tickets for Monday through Wednesday, the Rangers and the Tigers. And the conversation done. And now the 2-2 to Joey Gallo, and it's in the dirt. One out, nobody on. Big shift on the infield against Gallo. And he swings and misses, strike 3. So Kelly gets a strikeout here, 2 quick outs in the 7th. All right, let's pause a moment for a word from our friends at Southwest Kia.
$250 down, $250 a month or less on select new Kias in stock, only at southwestkia.com.
Joe Kelly turns back 2 Rangers hitters quickly here in the 7th. Rangers' last hit came in the 4th inning, the Mazzaro home run. And now Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And he takes a strike. The Hawaiian Hustle. I was asking him the other day if he had a nickname, Tom. He said, yeah, people call me Izzy. I said, okay, that's fine and all. I said, but we've got the Condor, for crying out loud. We've got the Big Chill. He said, well, you can go with Hawaiian Hustle. That seems to have popped up a couple of times on the internet. Kind of like that one. So why not?
So you call him Hustle, or do you have to say Hawaiian Hustle?
Listen, if you can say Kiner-Falefa,
yeah,
and then you can roll out the whole Hawaiian Hustle. Although I don't know that I do it on a ground ball. A ground ball, the Hawaiian Hustle, right over to the Condor, and
puts a lot of pressure on you to run out every ball, though. What happens if you don't hustle?
That's right.
You could end up like Cody Bellinger. See what happened to him when he didn't hustle in the eyes of his manager? Kind of jogged on a double, took him out of the game, and benched him about a week ago.
That's old school.
Dave Roberts said, you got to hustle better than that. Bellinger's comeback was, we're behind by 4 runs late in the game. I know I'm not going to get a triple. Why do I need to sprint to second base when I know that's where I'm going to end up anyway?
So you're a good baseball man, Tom. You've been around the game on all sides of this thing. Do you really want to come up with a comeback in that situation? Or do you just kind of lie low?
It depends the status that you have on the team. If you were Tom Grieve, you would have just said, yes, sir. If you're Cody Bellinger and you hit about 40 bombs last year, you might want to get your own 2 cents worth in, I guess.
This one hit well out to right field, but to his right Betts, and the inning is done. So the Rangers go quietly in the 7th. Off to the 8th inning we go. It's 4-1. For the Yankees, certainly they're getting a fight. Meanwhile, here we go to the 8th inning, and Jake Diekman has come on. The lefty will get the 9th place hitter, Sandy Leon, and then back up to the top. Fastball. That graphic's wrong there, Tom. Fastball, and as I think we established last time, it's a slarter, right?
I forgot that word. What I call it? Slarter. Slarter.
Because you wanted to say hard slider, and,
yeah,
and it came out slarter, and I think that's
invented a word. Norm Crosby. Remember Norm Crosby? You probably don't.
I don't.
He's a little older. Norm Crosby was known for his malaprops. Old comedian.
Leon takes a good fastball for a strike. For 2 in this one tonight. 4 solo home runs for the Red Sox and 1 solo home run for the Rangers. Diekman in relief of Bartolo Colon. Bartolo went 7 innings. Once again, another great night of entertainment from Colon. He will not get the win, but battled again for the Rangers tonight. Gave the bullpen a little bit of a break. As rare has been the night where a Rangers starter has been able to go 7 innings. Two-1. That one finds a corner. Diekman from Wymore, Nebraska. Runs it close, and it's a full count. Married in the off-season on New Year's Eve. In the bitter cold back in Nebraska. Very cold winter all over the country, of course, but back in the Midwest, he has described that evening as bitterly cold as he walks Sandy Leon, and that's how we get going here in the 8th inning. And it's been an eventful year for Jake Diekman, right, John?
Yes, it really has, Dave. Now he and his lovely wife, Amanda, are expecting. And on a rainy afternoon at Globe Life Park in Arlington, they had a gender reveal. Neither one of them knew until he hit that ball and the pink powder came out that they are expecting a little girl. Kelly Gavin, who you see in the foreground, the Rangers team photographer, she was charged with taking the document, which showed whether it would be a boy or a girl, and then giving them the correct baseball. There was a blue ball and a pink ball in the box. She gave them the pink one, and when Jake hit it, they found out they're having a girl, guys.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Wow.
I've seen those.
A lot of pressure to pick the right ball, boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst, right? I think if you're Kelly Gavin, I don't need that pressure. I don't need that pressure because you can look. It'd
be a little bit of shock when that baby's born and it's not a girl if you put the wrong ball down there.
Oh man. The other one though is I've seen this gender reveal fun that people have, and I've seen guys miss when the ball's lobbed up and they swing and miss. I think that's just brilliant too. And you know, everybody's filming there. Thank goodness Jake made good contact and exploded that thing beautifully. So Leon on via the walk, and Betts takes it in the dirt. It's 2-2. So congratulations. Baby girl on the way for the Diekmans. Meanwhile, a little more on his mind, or a little something different anyway on his mind right now, trying to keep this a 3-run game. High fly ball out to right field. Mazzara is back. Will he have room? He's at the wall and he makes the catch. Yeah. One away.
That didn't sound like a home run. Didn't look like one off the bat, but it almost turned into one. Right about now, when Mookie Betts puts the ball up in the air, almost feels like it's going to be a home run every time. Didn't miss by much.
Well, that's big. First of all, just to get Mookie Betts back onto the bench. But now with one out, if you can get a ground ball, Diekman can put an end to this 8th inning. Leon started it with that walk. Jake has been getting a lot of work lately. Leon not a great runner. That's not the concern really in a double play. You're more worried about the guy at the plate, and he can move a little bit. High pop up on the right side of the infield. Guzman stretching those arms out. He wants it. 2 away. Well, the New York Yankees come to town May 21st to the 23rd. And you can catch Rangers in action against the Yankees in this 3-game series. Great seats still available. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. All right, 2 away, and here's Hanley Ramirez. So Diekman, now this is the 4th game of the last 7 in which he has appeared. Oh, and he gets one in there for a strike to Ramirez. Oh for 3. He's lined out to right, and he's rolled out to short a couple of times. One and one. Hanley Ramirez, 34 years old now. Wasn't all that long ago, and he was coming up as a rookie in the National League with the Marlins at 342. Led the league. Last year, average was 100 points off of that number. He was down at 242 last year, a career low. But
He's either made some adjustments or is just off to a good start here, because he came in batting .300 tonight with 3 homers. It's 2-2. There's just been something about Hanley Ramirez. The ball just comes off his bat really hard. Always has. And he takes inside. That one didn't miss by a whole lot. It's a full count. We saw it last night. He scalded a ball or two and went for outs. But man, he can make some good contact.
Yeah, earlier in his career, he had seasons where he stole 50 bases, over 50 bases twice early in his year.
Hits this ball hard out to left center field. Long run for Gallo, and he can't get to it. Leon, because there were 2 outs, able to get a big start. He'll score without a throw. A double for Hanley Ramirez, and that is a big insurance run for Boston. They lead 5-1.
Yeah, Ramirez is off to a good start. Came into the game hitting .300. That ball a little bit toward the end of the bat. That's not one that jumped off his bat. But he split the outfielders with that line drive. There's no chance for anyone to catch it.
So now he's in scoring position for J.D. Martinez, who was homered today. Fouls that one back. Good numbers for Martinez. Cleanup man for the Red Sox. Big free agent signing in the offseason. Last year was a big trade target for a lot of teams in baseball. The Diamondbacks, who ended up getting him from Detroit. And then he went on a big run for Arizona, making him that much more intriguing in the offseason in a free agent market that was awfully quiet. Oh, 2. Yeah, that's way off the plate.
Yeah, the numbers he put up with Arizona in 60 games were pretty remarkable. For the season, it was pretty remarkable. He played in less than 120 games, 119 games, and hit 45 home runs.
.30 years old now, and he swings and misses at strike 3. So Diekman strikes him out to end the inning, but Red Sox add to their lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1. By Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. Well, the rankings are in, and MLB At Bat has come in. The #1 Rangers app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. You get Rangers home screen icons and features like the MLB.TV Game of the Day. There's pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, plenty of stuff on there. Download it today. MLB At Bat. It's a beauty. All right. 8th inning. Rangers down to their final 6 outs. Bottom third of the order is due here in the 8th. And Matt Barnes will be the mound opponent. So they have gone into the bullpen again.
Yeah, the second hard-throwing right-handed reliever. Joe Kelly just left. His fastball was tuned up there at 95 to 96 miles an hour. Matt Barnes, another guy that throws about the same velocity, can be dominating at times. 18 strikeouts in 12 innings. Opponents are only hitting 146 against him. A couple of good setup relievers in Barnes and Kelly. Set up one of the best closers in baseball, Craig Kimbrell.
One ball and 1 strike on Guzman. Rangers in need of base runners. And that one is tight. 2-1. Guzman has struck out a couple of times tonight. Both those were against Rick Porcello. After the Condor, it'll be Robinson Chirinos and Drew Robinson. Just missed that one. 2-2. Guzman has shown us excellent defensive abilities at first base. It's been really fun to watch down there. And he has come up with some big hits, especially late in games. Seems to be where he thrives. But he comes up empty here, and that strikeout starts the 8th inning. All right, tomorrow will be game 3 of this series, and our Ford probables feature Eduardo Rodriguez for Boston, a 3-0 mark for him, but a modest earned run average of .478. Cole Hamels has pitched very well in this ballpark. 17-7, best winning percentage of any Rangers pitcher in the history of the franchise here in this ballpark. The Rangers will turn it over to the lefty tomorrow night in hopes of taking game 3. They won the opener yesterday 11-5. They're going to need a comeback effort tonight. And Chirinos takes a high strike here from Barnes. Robinson with a strikeout and a pop out. 0 for 2. A couple of hits yesterday, including a double, and pops this one foul and back out of play. Little 3-game hitting streak on the line. Like to keep that one going. 3 games in which he has hit a home run. In fact, he's hit safely in 7 of the last 8 games, with 4 home runs during that stretch. 1-2. Barnes, 27 years old. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out back-to-back hitters to start this 8th inning.
It's definitely the kind of bullpen that can strike you out when you look at the numbers. Kelly, Barnes, and Kimbrell. That's a split finger pitch. You could see very well in that slow motion replay. A little bit less velocity than the fastball. Generally, it goes down when you throw it. Not that easy a pitch to throw, I wouldn't think. A lot of guys can't spread their fingers that far apart.
No, not and still have any feel or command of the baseball. Robinson 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
And kind of like a changeup. It seems like the kind of pitch that is gripped a little bit differently by different pitchers that throw it. Kind of fool around with it, tinker with grips, find one that gives you command and movement, and then hope you can develop it, perfect it, because it can be a devastating strikeout pitch when you do.
Ground ball right side. Nunez is there, and it completes a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. So a quiet night tonight for this Rangers offense. We go to the 9th inning. Red Sox lead by 4. This summer, the World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1. Every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. All right, Jesse Chavez on here in the 9th inning for the Rangers, taking over for Jake Diekman. Good variety of pitches for Chavez, who can eat up multiple innings, though tonight more than likely not going to be asked to do that. And his first pitch right in there. Good fastball for a strike to Xander Bogaerts. Little comebacker. Chavez mishandles it, but has plenty of time. Yep, 1 away.
Feeling like a hot potato.
Third baseman.
Looked like that ball hit right off the end of the bat. Let's take a look. Had a lot of spin on it. I think it was spinning from right to left. When that ball's spinning like that, it can hit the pocket of your glove and then spin right out.
Good job of handling Bogaerts, and now tries to backdoor Devers. Misses with a ball, 1-1. Ooh, almost got away a little bit.
Boy, Cleveland, New York game, some kind of game. The Yankees were ahead 5-0. Cleveland tied it up 5-5. The Yankees went ahead in the bottom of the 8th, 6-5, and Cleveland's tied it up.
Base hit by Devers, sneaks that one through into center field. Red Sox have a runner on here in the 9th inning.
Well, Devers struck out his first time up, but he's making up for it in his last 3 at-bats. 2 home runs and a well-hit ground ball up the middle.
Second baseman Eduardo Nunez.
He is on for Eduardo Nunez. Yeah, so the Yankees got a pretty good fight tonight. Red Sox, meanwhile, I think the Red Sox felt like they were in need of a real good night tonight, and they have gotten a pretty good one so far. Offensively, enough offense to this point, and got the great pitching from Rick Porcello.
That was a sloppy game for the Red Sox last night for a team that's off to the kind of start they are. They booted the ball, threw the ball around a little bit. And no matter what kind of team you are, no matter how many games you win, first place, last place, especially last place, but even a first place team, you're going to have clunkers like that all season long. Play 162 games. It's impossible not to.
Well, they had lost 7 of their last 12 games coming into play tonight after a brilliant 17-2 start to the season. One and 2 the count. Alex Cora, first-year manager, and taking over a team that had won the last 2 division titles. 93 games each of the last 2 years under John Farrell. But there were some challenging personalities and issues to deal with in Boston. David Price had some notable blow-ups with team personnel last year and with the media. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Nunez strikes out, 2 away.
That's a pretty good curveball. Sharp breaking and put exactly where he wanted it to. Close enough to make him swing, far enough away that if he does swing, he's going to have a hard time making contact on it.
So with 2 gone, here is Jackie Bradley Jr. And he'll take high. The Red Sox still waiting for Dustin Pedroia to return to the team. Recovering from left knee surgery. He had that in October. Not due back till late May, maybe as far as June. Boy, they're talking. So, I mean, that's a big piece for them too. I mean, they have had Pedroia out now, lost him for a portion of last season, and he is say what you will, offensively, defensively, what he provides. He is the personality of that clubhouse. He is a very, very important presence in there. 1 and 2 on Bradley.
Another good curveball from Jesse.
Well, Chavez hoping to give the Rangers an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th inning. Five to 1 the score. The 1-2, and that's very high. Well, Bradley is 6th year in the big leagues now. Which sort of seems hard to believe. Seems like just yesterday he was coming up and making a lot of noise as a great young player. Full count now. That's when he made his debut, opening day 2013. He was just 22 years old. He was the youngest Red Sox outfielder to start on opening day since Dwight Evans back in 1973. (3-2), and there's strike 3 calls. So Chavez, back-to-back punch-outs, sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rangers trailing by 4, but the top of the order coming. The Shields, 2, and Jurickson Profar. We come back.
the ninth inning. We have Rangers Live presented by Fios by Frontier on deck at the Rebecca Creek Saloon. Guys, what's on your mind for the postgame show, Murph?
Nomar Mazara staying hot, another home run, 3 rockets. Delino's leading off. Let's get at least one guy on so we can get him a 4th at bat.
Well, part of the reason the Rangers only have 1 run is because the Red Sox outfield defense. We'll take a look at arguably the best outfield defense in baseball.
And we'll hear from Jeff Bannister. We got John Radigan work in the locker room, and we will introduce you to the new Dallas Stars coach. That's all coming up after the game on Rangers Live. Now across the diamond to Dave and Tom for the conclusion of this one.
All right, thank you, Rick. Look forward to that one as Delano DeShields starts things off here, and he takes a strike from Bobby Pointer.
Numbers for Bobby Pointer.
Bunt pushed to the first base side. Ramirez grabs it but has no shot. And there's that bunt single for Delano DeShields. And that's how we start the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, if he can make the first baseman field the ball about that far away from the bag, he knows he's going to beat the pitcher to first base. And with that dive, he was able to beat Hanley Ramirez to the bag as well. That's pretty much his game plan. Get it by the pitcher. A little bit easier with a left-hand pitcher. And if the first baseman has to field it over there, he's not going to catch Delino.
I liked Hanley's reaction. Took a couple of steps and then, oh man.
Not going to work.
So good speed at first and a strike in there to Chu. Rangers down by 4. Last of the 9th inning, and they have not really enjoyed much in the way of come from behind and dramatic finishes this year. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Chu. Pointer recalled from AAA Pawtucket today and just misses in. 25 years old, 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, 14th round pick back in 2015. Made his big league debut a little bit earlier this season in the 1-2. Close, very close. Pointer, in fact, earned his first big league win, and the Red Sox come from behind victory in their home opener against Tampa Bay. 2-2, and it's pulled foul. So Chu stays alive. Chu walked in the 6th inning. It's also grounded out and struck out. And he fouls this one away. So continuing to fight off Pointer.
Well, Craig Kimbrell starting to throw down in the bullpen. This becomes a save opportunity if somebody gets on base. One more guy gets on base.
That ball yanked foul. Kimbrell, the one guy you really hope to avoid, generally speaking, when you face the Red Sox. This guy has just been lights out. That said, Rangers would like to force him into this game. 2-2. Fouled away again. I mean, there is some small victory in forcing an opposing team to bring that closer in and continue to put pressure on them in the 9th inning. That's one thing that the Rangers have done with pretty good consistency. Ninth pitch of this at bat. And here it comes. That one out to left field. Benintendi was in, able to get back though. One away. This one tonight was about two great starting pitchers.
Yeah, the home runs were the name of the game tonight. Bartolo Colon gave up 4 solo home runs. Didn't walk a batter. Pitched 7 innings. Rick Porcello had great stuff tonight. Left after 6 innings. Gave up the 1 home run to Nomar Mazara. Only walked 1 batter. That's only the 5th batter he's walked all season long. And struck out 8. He had a great assortment of sinking fastballs, changeups with movement, slider, curveball. All his pitches were great tonight, and not a lot of pitches that the Rangers could get the barrel of the bat on. You see why he's off to the best start he's ever had. He's won a Cy Young Award, but he's never had a start to the season like this. Came in at 4-0, the 7th best ERA in the league. ERA went down, and he's in position to get a win if the Red Sox hang on.
Shields with 4 stolen bases this year, so they'll try and keep him closer. What was the? I saw a note about Porcello today. To your point about his great start. Like this, he had thrown the most innings of any Red Sox pitcher with 4 or fewer walks prior to May in the last 100 seasons of Red Sox baseball. Seems pretty good. There's a strike to Profar. 0-2 the count. Pointer gave up that bunt single, then in a long battle with Chu. Eventually retired him. While Kimbrel has had to get up and get loose in their bullpen, Pointer has regained a little control of this inning. 2-strike pitch. And that one shanked over to the right side. Profar 0 for 3, a couple of fly ball outs. Needs to find his way on. 0-2 pitch, and he fouls off another. So Pointer's thrown 15 pitches so far and has just the 1 out to show for it. Hasn't been real easy for the rookie. Drafted out of the University of Florida a couple years ago. Went to a couple of College World Series with the Gators. 0-2 pitch. That's off the plate. Down low, 2-2.
A lot of changeups. Looks like he's got a pretty good changeup too.
So it took 9 pitches for Pointer to get Chu to fly out. This will be his 7th offering to Profar. And there will be an 8th. Put up a pretty good fight in this 9th inning. Rangers have not had much of a sustained offensive rally in this one today. A hit in the 1st inning by DeShields, but then he was doubled off. Mazara doubled in the 2nd, but left at 3rd. Solo home run in the 4th inning by Maz. And then in the 6th inning, Chu had a walk. That's really it prior to this inning. DeShields with a bunt single. And now the 2-2, blooped over second out into right field, and Betts able to get to it. There are 2 away.
That was another 8-pitch plus at bat for Jurickson Profar. That's the 9th time That's the 10th time, 10th plate appearance where he's had an at-bat this year of more than 8 pitches. He's walked on the season 14 times, tied for the club lead. So he's had patient at-bats, working the count, getting his walks, increasing his on-base percentage, getting more comfortable the more that he plays.
Well, Mazara does get to the plate, 2 for 3 tonight. He had some epic at-bats earlier against Porcello, the 2nd and 4th innings. And he takes a strike here from Pointer. So lefty on lefty, bottom of the 9th, Rangers down to their final out. Mazara hammers this one down the right side, but foul. 0-2 the count.
Now, one thing Nomar has done this year is with 2 strikes, he generally tries to go back through the middle or hit the ball to left field. 40% of the time this year, that's what he's done with 2 strikes. Doesn't try to pull the ball. And it served him well, especially against lefties. One of the reasons he's hitting them so well is he's not trying to pull the ball, which makes him less susceptible to the slurve, breaking ball, curved ball, slider, down and away.
Swing and a miss, and Mazara strikes out to win the 9th inning and the ball game. So the Rangers put up some good at-bats in this one tonight, but ran into some better pitching and falls short. 5-1 our final score here tonight. Porcello goes to 5-0, and Bartolo Colon takes his first loss of the year. So still plenty more to talk about from this one tonight. Rick Renner, Mike Bassick, and David Murphy standing by. They're back in the studio to break it all down for you. For Tom Grieve, John Radigan, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Raymond, inviting you to stay with us. More Rangers coverage right after this.